Yeah, but he's a great composer. He's a friend of mine.
Yeah. Very, very interesting rhythmic.
Yeah.
With the pipa. And with electronic pipa, sounding good, like rock and roll.
Oh, very cool.
We're going to play April in Boston.
But you're going to play?
Yes.
Oh, it is
we already played, but we're going to play it again in Boston.
Is it available anywhere yet? Is it to record?
No, we're going to record it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How difficult, do you know, is the gamelan part very difficult? I mean, not that
to me, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It sounds really, starts slow, very much like Chinese music.
Mm-hmm.
Starts slow and gradually get exciting, like jazz
right.
or traditional Chinese music. Silk and bamboo music always starts slow and going faster. Yeah.
So that's part one. Part two of my question is, in working with these various composers you worked with, I mean, some of the pieces that I've done would be for solos with gamelan. Gamelan parts are all composed, but the solo part is going to be largely a framework with a lot of improvisation. Is that something that you've encountered in working with different composers, where you're sort of given an accompaniment and some basic guidelines, but the part is largely improvised?
I always have to involved with the composer. So.
Do you end up actually, spontaneously composing in the moment of the performance a lot of the piece, or is it both by the time you actually perform it, most of it's already been kind of set down in some way?
Mostly set down.
Mostly set down.
Yeah, mostly set down somewhere. They all write them down.
Right.
But the style, the really intonation, the really pipa style.
Right, the nuance and the interpretation.
Yes,
right.
yes. I have to working on that.
Sometimes I find if I can sort of provide a framework so that the soloist can work within his or her idiom, that some very nice things happen too. I just wondered if other composers...
Right. For some part, yes, with you would like, okay, there is your improvisation.
Cadenza.
Yes, cadenza.
Yeah.
That's also. But
right.
for the actual ensemble with it all written down.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
With respect to the details of the music, these wonderful bends and intonation changes and all of that, which you're talking about creates the pipa style. What, to me, from my background, and I know nothing about Chinese music, although I felt like a child in a candy store when we were playing. It was just fantastic. Wow. I couldn't have wanted more in life. It was just fantastic. But what I'm wondering is, what I'm hearing, and with the bends a lot in my music tradition, that's evocative of people singing and expressing themselves emotionally through their voices. That's how I'm hearing the bends and the different textures and things like that. So what I'm wondering is, from your background, and maybe from if you can imagine what Chinese listeners are hearing with the bends and the details of intonation and texture and timbre changes, what is evocative? What is evoked emotionally, or what does that represent? What are people thinking when they hear those details and changes?
I think it's culture and language, and also very vocal too. I also put as an example for Chinese music. Well, you think that's Chinese tune, very much. Are you okay with this? You're satisfied? Is it Chinese?
It's flat.
It sounds very, yeah.
Well, if you play on the piano, that's it.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you play on the violin, you very, very precisely all the tune, in tune,
Right.
clear.
Yeah.
That's the style. If you play faster, very good. But something missing. I think it's language, or I don't know exactly, just the feeling there's something missing. That's not the style, like Indian music.
Right.
You always have something around each note.
In art, I mean, if you go to different regions, don't the different forms of ornamentation actually reflect language and singing and folk opera styles in those areas? So I mean, there is a pretty direct correlation. And these instruments were also associated with those operatic traditions. So.
Yes.
So I mean, there's some fairly specific things that you would need to know to play in this regional style.
Yes.
What is it, I Ching and Yuan?
Actually, Yuan is our professor who wrote a book, world music textbook, and talk about all different regional music, related to dialects and 我们的就是不同 school 那种，然后还有意境啊，还有这些东西。
Right, right. Yes.
When you say I Ching, I mean, was the emotional quality in Yuan, forgive my pronunciation, was the sort of the regional flavor,
Yeah, the regional flavor.
Yeah.
The regional flavor. The left hand flavor.
Right.
That's very, very important.
So that's where the nuance.
Yes. It's different. Well, just different culture, I don't know. Like Indian music, they have so many things very similar to Chinese music. Well, I talked to them and they said, we never singing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. We never sing like straightforward. We always have some da, da, di, da, da, di, da. Always, I said the same as Chinese music. We never straight. So I think that's probably also language as well, the dialogue too. Yeah. Very interesting. That's how I think of it.
Do they, I mean, in the conservatory training, do you get a sense of that? I mean, in Shandong style versus Henan style, do they teach that in a curricular way?
If the instrument involved, like a zhen, they do have a Shandong style, they have a Henan style, which is from center, and they have southern Canton style. That's all. They have different like repertoire, folk, very different styles. So
Right.
they learn from that.
And you get that ornamentation.
You get that ornamentation. But for this instrument, pipa, it's kind of between, very much between sort of we call classical and folk. We say folk is bamboo and silk and bamboo music. That's a folk Shanghai area. A lot of bandinos. It's also because of the Shanghai dialect. That's a lot of this kind of thing. But also the classical piece you just heard, we call classical piece. It's from 19th century, 18th century, 17th century, 9th century. Very, very different.
One city, the Immeasurable Light. Immeasurable Light is actually revived with another musicologist professor about ancient music. Can we talk about that project? It sounds very interesting.
Oh. I played little thing from that, which is 12th century's pipa tune, pipa mode, and then I turned. I used that mode to kind of improvise and made created a piece. Just give you a little example, like what is ancient pipa music. It's very, very different. The vocabulary, the tune, the scale, it's very different from what we know Chinese music. This is very much Central Asia influence.